800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Hilliard Lyons Wealth Advisors have used the following strategies to help their clients maximize tax savings. Check your investment portfolio to determine which securities may be sold to harvest losses and offset gains. Maximize contributions to 401ks and IRAs. Those ages 50 and over should take advantage of the extra $1,000 contribution to an IRA or $6,000 contribution to a 401k plan. Make cash gifts to family and friends. In 2017, the maximum amount that an individual can give without incurring a gift tax is $14,000, while married couples can give $28,000. Donate appreciated assets such as stock or real estate to nonprofit organizations. Tax planning is never one size fits all. Give Dan Fouch's team, Sam Dickinson or Brian Basinger, a call at 270-651-2663 to ensure you are taking full advantage of all appropriate year-end tax saving opportunities. As always, consult with your tax advisor. Investment counseling since 1854. Securities offered by JJB Hilliard, WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, SIPC, and FINRA. Investing in securities involves risks.
Attention, if your home or business experiences frequent drainage clogs and backups, Bots Plumbing now has a new jetter system that implements hot and cold water options to rid your drains of excess grease, roots, and any other substance that's causing you trouble. Ask about the Jetter Drain Cleaning System today, 678-1970.
There's way more than just the name. Bots Plumbing, while being the first you should call for your plumbing needs, is also the number you call if you need your driveway plowed or if you need salt spread to help melt the ice away. 270-678-1970. Let Bots be the first you call.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, good morning, everybody. Waking up at 8 minutes after the 6 o'clock hour with 36 degrees. And we've got some fog out there, too. Visibility is down at 1 mile. Normally it's about 10 miles this time of the morning at the Glasgow Airport, but it's 1 mile at the Glasgow Airport this morning. Ray Stajic has a good explanation of what the next 36 to 48 hours is going to be here in South Central Kentucky, and we'll check in with Ray and get a handle on what that's going to be like. Ray?
Dense fog advisory highlights this morning. Fog and the drizzle around, slowing your roll. Probably going to have to deal with it again tomorrow morning. But the good news is that milder temperatures now are settling in. And talk about settling in, we could be into the 60s for a couple of days. 47 today, the fog, drizzle will go away. Cloudy, though, for the afternoon. However, that fog and drizzle comes back later tonight, 41. Wednesday morning, some fog, drizzle around. Some of it could be dense, the fog that is, so we may have another advisory. Highs low 60s and cloudy tomorrow afternoon on a south breeze. Showers possible Thursday in the mild air, still in the low 60s. And then we'll see a storm come in from the west, and that's going to bring rain Friday, low 50s, and then colder weather behind that storm. Highs only in the mid-20s over the upcoming weekend. Just remember, it's still early January. This 60-degree stuff is not going to be lasting long. And I'm going to see that with the colder weather by the weekend. I'm Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
In other words, don't let that 60-degree temperature reading coming up here in a couple of days going to spoil you at all, because we've got a ways to go. But here's the current instrumentation this morning. Pressure's at 30.23. Humidity is at 100% of saturation. The wind's out of the northeast at 4 miles an hour. We do have a dense fog advisory underway. Visibility of less than 1 mile at this particular time at the Glasgow Airport. Factor that into your morning commute. We don't know of any problems travel-wise this morning. We haven't had any notification of accidents or anything like that, which like we had yesterday. Let's be careful and see if we can't get a better start in today than we did yesterday. Looking at the WCLU constant coverage and studio radar screen, there's no rain in Kentucky showing up on the radar, even though it seems soupy out there this morning. There's a little light rain in between Nashville and Crossville, Tennessee on the radar screen. That's about it. Let's get into the local news. Round number one of local news. Live to the newsroom this morning, and WCLU News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Before they ever made it to the first item of business, the Glasgow City Council heard a somewhat provocative speech from Councilmember Patrick Gollins.
Hey, Mayor, before we get started, could I beg the council for about a minute and a half? Sure. Is that okay? Is that out of order? I just want to, and I'm going to take the time to read this. Usually I just speak without thinking, but I did want to put some thought into this because I think it's important that this is our first meeting of 2018. And for me personally, I was only here for a year. So if you'll bear with me, I'll read, and you can agree, disagree, or however you feel. In my opinion, we, the legislative body, have wasted a lot of energy and time here in the council over the past year. We have taken action on things most of us didn't completely understand, but ignored any explanation from those that did. When one legal opinion didn't suit us, we wasted money in hopes we'd get a different one. We have bullied people, city agencies, city employees, and those that didn't agree with us. We've allowed ourselves to be swayed by online bullies with the constant threat of social media backlash. This whole time, I really believe that whether or not we agreed as a council on any issue, at the end of the day, we were all doing what we felt was the best for the city. I'll admit that I'm not the best speaker, but every time I have spoken in this meeting or anywhere else, it has always been based on what I felt was the right thing to do. I'm not trying to call any individual council member out. If I want to do that, I would ask that we go around the room and let everyone know which committees we are on and on how many of those meetings we attended in the past year and how much work each of us has done before the meetings to be prepared. The bigger issue is that the actions taken by this council are a reflection of all of us and of this body as a whole. As a legislative body, we absolutely cannot allow decisions to be based on whether or not we like someone. We have thrown around the terms malfeasance and misfeasance enough, and it sounds to me like that bird has come home to roost. What message does that send to the community? What kind of workplace does that create for city employees? Considering the lengths this council has gone to in the past year that I've been here, some that not only condone bullying but have participated in it, like it or not, it's bordering on harassment and definitely a hostile work environment. This past year, we've made hundreds of dollars an hour, and there are some of us that have never attended our committee meetings. More than once, committee meetings have been rescheduled because we can't even get a quorum. We spent this entire year as a council, a lot longer than that probably, but the year I've been here, trying to do someone else's job and ignoring what we're supposed to be doing. We have people that are tuned in right now watching this meeting purely for entertainment. This next year and every year after that, for that matter, let's give our city and our citizens something to be proud of. Let's leave this place a little better than we found it. Let's hold each other accountable for our actions and make sure our own front porch is clean before we try and clean on someone else's.
Gollins went on to say he wasn't asking for anybody's reaction to that. He just wanted to make sure that he set the right precedent for the year moving forward.
In any business, if you don't set your goals and what you've learned in the last year and where you're trying to go in the coming year, very few businesses are successful.
They also heard from City Attorney Rich Alexander regarding the city's noise ordinance. Alexander said that from a legal perspective, everyone does have the right to free speech and freedom of expression of religion, but not every type of speech, however, is protected. For example, he said that shouting fire in a crowded theater isn't a protected form of speech. Alexander said that anything passed by the city would certainly have to be legally sound.
Federal, state, or local government passes any type of legislation, it is subject to challenge based on constitutional grounds, and if that challenge is made, then it works its way through the court system, and the courts analyze it and make a determination whether or not it meets the constitutional scrutiny. And
the city council also then heard ordinance sponsored by Councilmember Marna Kirkpatrick that would allow any council member to require anyone up for board appointment to attend the meeting in which the council would be voting on that appointment. That ordinance did not pass, and Councilmember Wendell Honeycutt spoke up.
Everybody that's nominated is someone who's civic-minded and has either volunteered to serve on a committee or a board, or they have been drafted and agreed to serve. We may have had disagreements in management philosophies and disagreements in applicable backgrounds and education, but none of these people, as far as I know, has ever been called a scoundrel by anyone up here in this chamber tonight.
That ordinance did not pass the city council. D.T. Froge, however, was unanimously approved for appointment to the Glasgow Electric Plant Board. That motion was made by Councilmember Freddie Norris, seconded by Councilmember Chastity Lowry. When it comes to the auditor for the Glasgow Electric Plant Board, that issue has now been kicked back to the Finance Committee, who will make a recommendation moving forward. State Representative Jody Richards, whose 14 years as Speaker of the State House set a record unmatched in the Commonwealth's history, announced he will not seek another term. He served the 20th House District since first being elected back in 1975. It's been an unbelievable honor to represent the wonderful Bowling Green Warren County community in the General Assembly for more than 42 years, said Representative Richards. He said he believed the secret to their success was that local and state officials and their educational and business leaders have all worked so well together to make the community the best anywhere. Representative Richards began serving in leadership positions shortly after arriving at the state capitol. He was the House Education Committee chair from 1977 through 85, became House Majority Caucus chair, one of the chamber's 5 majority leaders in 86, held that position until 95 when his fellow members elected him Speaker of the House. He was then reelected 6 more times, ending his tenure in that post in 08. From 2015 to 2017, he spent 1 term as House Speaker pro tem. Glasgow police say the investigation into a missing juvenile led them to a home on Quail Ridge over the weekend. Officers had received information the juvenile was inside the home, and upon arrival spoke with Danielle Richmond, who told them the child wasn't there. However, while searching the home, police found the missing juvenile in Richmond's bedroom, hiding in the closet. 33-year-old Richmond and her 17-year-old son were arrested, each charged with custodial interference. Further investigation then led to the arrest of Andrew Dubert for that same charge. Officer Tyler Maxey was assisted by Officer Jonathan Clark and Sergeant Charlie Eubank. Right now it's 6:18 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, 36 degrees.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Town Healing Begin.
In more local news, a Glasgow man will soon be weighing in when it comes to the state's personnel system. Mark Haynes has been appointed to the Kentucky Personnel Board by Governor Matt Bevin. Haynes is a financial advisor in Glasgow with Edward Jones and will serve through 2022. The Kentucky Personnel Board promotes merit principles in government service and the improvement of personnel standards in the state service. The board hears the appeals of classified employees and other employees who believe they've been penalized without cause, and they have the authority to conduct investigations of merit system violations and to promulgate administrative regulations concerning the state's personnel system. Kentucky motorists enjoy some of the only savings at the pump this week. West Central Kentucky gas prices dropped by about 4 cents over the week, averaging $2.34 a gallon, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. On the national front, the national average is held steady at $2.49 for 9 straight days. Many motorists across the country are seeing more expensive gas on the week, while prices are cheaper for a select few states. The facts have given the market greater optimism about the potential of prices continuing to climb in 2018 when it comes to a barrel of oil, as OPEC's agreement to reduce production will remain in effect through the end of this year. Now, when it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, Bowling Green and Glasgow are tied for the lowest at $2.27. Munfordville, Horse Cave, Cave City, and Park City are all a couple cents higher at $2.29. Edmonton's at $2.32. Smiths Grove and Tompkinsville both at $2.34. Brownsville's at $2.39, and the highest area average is seen in Scottsville, where motorists are paying about $2.44 a gallon. Part of Interstate 75 is closing overnight tonight in Kentucky for a bridge reconstruction project. State police say all southbound lanes and the left northbound lane of the highway in Rockcastle County on I-75 will close at 10 a.m. this morning. It will reopen at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Southbound traffic will exit at the Berea exit and detour via US 25, reconnecting with I-75 in Mount Vernon. The closures to allow crews to begin to set the bridge beams for the Kentucky 1505 bridge reconstruction project. Northbound and northbound lanes will be affected on Thursday when crews perform a series of rolling roadblocks beginning around 10 a.m. The roadblocks will last about 15 minutes and occur periodically throughout the day. Inclement weather and other delays could require adjustment to the date and duration of the work. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs, 622 a.m., 36 degrees.
Are you? Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
The Glasgow EPB is on Facebook and Twitter. Be the first to know when the EPB makes improvements such as new channels or new services. Wondering what's going on during an outage? The EPB provides constantly updated information that you can receive via Twitter on your cell phone. Plus, learn great new tips to lower your bill. On Facebook, just search for Glasgow Electric Plant Board and click the like button at the top right. On Twitter, search for the Glasgow EPB, then follow us and have updates linked to your cell phone. The Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future fast.
Hello.
That'll be $3.40.
Of Swap and Shop. Swap and Shop, of course, is brought to you by the marvelous folks out there. Glasgow Building Supply, the wonderful Jim Holloway. Folks, I just had to clarify that, let you know exactly where Swap and Shop comes from. Go out there, see him, give Jim a hard time. It will definitely make my day. And also, I want to thank all the folks that are tuning in right now from Subway.
Want to stay in the know on what's going on with your Glasgow EPB? Just follow us on Twitter at Glasgow EPB or like us on Facebook at Glasgow Electric Plant Board and stay informed about new products, services, and money-saving tips. With a smartphone, you will also have access to constantly updated information during outages. For 50 years, we have been the vital service you depend on daily for your electric, cable, and internet needs, and we hope to provide you even more information and benefits through Facebook and Twitter. Join us today. We are your Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future faster.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. Jeff Hoover resigns as Speaker of the Kentucky House of Representatives. The resignation came Monday during a highly charged floor speech.
I did not do anything illegal. I did not do anything that was unethical. I did not do anything that was unwelcome or unwanted, and I did not engage in sexual harassment.
During the speech, Hoover pointed a finger at Governor Bevin, accusing the governor of spreading lies from the deepest pits of hell. The fallout surrounding Hoover came after a confidential sexual harassment settlement with a GOP staffer became public. Yet another Kentucky lawmaker says he will not seek re-election. Yesterday, longtime lawmaker Jody Richards of Bowling Green said he was going to leave after 42 years of service. Joining him now is State Representative Darrell Owens of Louisville, who was first elected in 2005. Part of I-75 is closing tonight for bridge reconstruction project. All southbound lanes and the left northbound lane in Rockcastle County will close at 10 a.m. today and reopen at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Southbound traffic will exit at Berea and detour via US 25. One Kentucky principal is channeling his inner diva to tell students about a snow day.
This early morning, I got something on my heart I got to share with you.
To the tune of Mariah Carey's Hero, Union Point Academy Principal Chad Cadell tells his students,
The school is canceled for today. Go back to bed and go out and play.
The video, posted to the school's Facebook page, has already received more than 180,000 views and has been shared more than 3,000 times. I'm Haley Hansen.
And I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the
907. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe. Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of
preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit SouthCentralKYMonuments.com.
Honey, have you ever tried to picture what our retirement years will look like? I see a big RV and lots of travel.
Well, whatever those years look like will depend on how well we're prepared.
So we should start shopping now for the RV.
Not shopping, saving. We got to make a plan. You know, figure out where we are right now and where we want to be when the time comes. I want to make sure the family's covered and then we have the retirement of our dreams.
You mean the one with the big RV?
Or maybe the one where I buy a bass boat.
Whatever your dreams for retirement are, Woodman can help. Hi, I'm Jeff Sneed, your local Woodman of the World representative. Call me at 270-646-0354 for a free needs analysis. I'll help you evaluate your future financial needs and recommend solutions to get you there.
Insurance protection, financial security. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman, with you through life.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, college football has a national champion, and it was a storybook ending last night in Atlanta.
Tagovailoa trying to
make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins! The Crimson Tide will not be denied. True freshman to true freshman. Tagovailoa to Devontae Smith. Alabama breaks Georgia Hearts.
True freshman Tua Tagovailoa hitting true freshman Devontae Smith in overtime. Alabama defeats Georgia 26-23 to win the national championship of college football. That in Atlanta last night. Afterwards, Tagovailoa.
Who would have ever thought I would have been here, right now? In this moment. So, I thank God for that. And, I just like to thank my teammates and Coach Saban for giving me the opportunity.
Alabama coach Nick Saban speaking as to why he made the change at halftime, replacing quarterback Jalen Hurts with Tagovailoa.
Well, I just thought we had to throw the ball in the game, and I thought he could do it better, and he did. He did a good job. He made some plays in the passing game. So, hey, it's just a great win, man. I'm so happy for Alabama fans. Great for our players. Unbelievable.
Saban is joining some elite company. He earned his 6th career national championship. Saban has now won 5 with the Crimson Tide and 1 with LSU. The 6 titles tie Bama legend Bear Bryant for the most all-time since polling began in 1936. Some more college football news. Kentucky linebacker Josh Allen will skip the 2018 NFL Draft and come back for his final college season. Multiple outlets have projected Allen as going in the first 3 rounds in the upcoming draft. He racked up 65 tackles for the Wildcats this season. Staying with the oblong, the Cincinnati Bengals have hired a new defensive coordinator. That would be Terrell Austin. He takes over for Paul Guenther. Guenther is leaving to be the defensive coordinator under John Gruden with the Oakland Raiders. Austin has been with the Detroit Lions in the same position for the last 4 years. And the Tennessee Titans are back on the practice field today as they prepare for an AFC divisional round showdown with the top-seeded Patriots in Foxborough on Saturday. Tennessee coming back from 18 down to beat the Kansas City Chiefs 22-21 in Kansas City last weekend. The hardwood now, following Saturday's loss to Tennessee, the University of Kentucky falling 6 places in the latest USA Today coaches poll to number 20. Cats back at it tonight hosting Texas A&M, who fell out of the rankings after losing their last 3 games, all to SEC foes Alabama, Florida, and LSU. Villanova is your new number 1. The 14-1 Cats move up from 3rd to 1st. West Virginia vaulting 3 spots from 5th to 2nd. Virginia jumping 5 spots to number 3, while previous number 1 Michigan State fell 3 spots to 4th. Wichita State, Duke, Purdue, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Xavier rounding out the top 10. And finally on the ice, the Preds are looking to make it 2 straight as they host the Edmonton Oilers tonight in the opener of a 5-game homestand. Nashville has dropped 6 of their last 9 to fall to 24-11 and 6. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
6:32 from WCLU and 36 degrees as we get our start this morning. In area funeral announcements this hour, Jordan Allen Key Heretta, age 15, of Glasgow, died Wednesday, January the 3rd at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. He was born in Danville, Illinois, the son of the late Dick Huerta and Shannon Key Alford, who survives. Jordan was a 9th grade student at Glasgow High School, and he attended River Lake Church in Glasgow. Survivors include his mother, Shannon Alford, a brother, Caleb Key of Glasgow, 3 half-brothers, T.O., Matthew, and Rio Huerta of Illinois, a sister, Jessica Williams of Illinois, aunts and uncles, Richard Key of Glasgow, Todd Key of Illinois, and Sherry Long of Glasgow. Several other aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews also survive. Funeral services for Jordan Allen Key Huerta will be held at noon Friday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial to be in the Caney Fork Cemetery. Visitation Friday after 10 a.m. until time for services at the funeral home. Jeannie Lois Uvaniti, age 87, of Munfordville, died Saturday at Owensboro Health Regional Hospital. She was a daughter of the late Charles Bartlett and the late Ernestine Bartlett. She is survived by a daughter, Tina Dufault of Munfordville, 1 son, Byron Herder of California. Cremation was chosen for Jeannie Lois Uvaniti, arrangements being handled by the Brooks Funeral Home. Kanikan Ford, age 53, of Horse Cave, died Saturday at the Medical Center of Caverna. Mr. Ford was the son of Edward Ford and the late Jean Thornton Ford. Mr. Ford worked in construction with W.L. Harper. In addition to his father, survivors include brothers Kelton Simon Ford and Reverend Kendall Ford, both of Horse Cave, Kelly Ford of Moorhead, Christopher Knuckles, and Desmond Neal of Russellville. Sisters Nan Ford of Horse Cave, Nicole Ford of Bowling Green, Veronica Dice of Radcliffe, Tiffany Woodward of Horse Cave, and Melissa Bell of Louisville. Services for Kanikan Ford will be held Thursday at 1 o'clock at Friendship Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Horse Cave Cemetery. Visitation from 5 until 8 Wednesday at the church. The Hayes, Watts, and Purcell Funeral Home is in charge. Colita Grinter, age 61 of Glasgow, died Saturday. She was a member of the Loving Springs Baptist Church. Survivors include a daughter, Juanita Grinter of Glasgow, sons Melvin Moore, Montez Moore, Jeray Grinter, and Dante Grinter, all of Glasgow. Sisters Joanne Hardy and Joan Butler Gill, both of Indianapolis, and Sharon Brown. Brothers Fred Stark of Glasgow and Robert Butler of Indianapolis. Grandchildren Leanne and Jeremiah Moore, Kieran and Aviana Grinter. Services for Colita Grinter will be held Friday at 1 o'clock at Loving Springs Baptist Church. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Friday at the church. The Hayes, Watts, and Purcell Funeral Home is in charge. Funeral services for Mary Margaret Pace, age 94 of Glasgow, will be Wednesday at 2 o'clock at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. Services for Dorothy A. Dunning, age 89 of Bowling Green, will be held Thursday at 11 o'clock at the Hardy & Son Bowling Green Chapel. Burial in the Bethel Cemetery. Visitation from 11 until 8 Wednesday at the funeral home. Donations can be made to Hospice of Southern Kentucky. Funeral services for Renee Waddell, age 51 of Glasgow, will be Thursday at 1 o'clock at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Highsville Cemetery. Visitation begins Wednesday at 3 p.m. Services for Rex Eugene Shorty Wood, age 85 of Fountain Run, will be Wednesday at 1 o'clock at the Fountain Run Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Tracy community. Visitation from 3 until 8 today and after 8 Wednesday at the Fountain Run Funeral Home. Funeral services for Patricia Ann Summerlade, age 69, will be at 10 o'clock Wednesday at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home with cremation to follow. Visitation begins today at 5 p.m. Services for George Gillick Austin, age 89 of Glasgow, will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Neal Cemetery at Flippin. Visitation will be today from 4 until 8 p.m. and Wednesday morning until time for services. Services for William S. Bill Matney, age 90 of Glasgow, will be Wednesday at 2 o'clock at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation today from 5 until 8 p.m. and Wednesday morning until time for service. Services for Bertha Mae Dilley, age 81 of Horse Cave, will be Wednesday at 1 o'clock at Wynn Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Laramore Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 11 a.m. Service for Betty Bunch, age 65 of Bowling Green, will be today at 3 o'clock at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home's Bowling Green Chapel. Services for Mabel Bryant Carter Pettigo, age 80 of Glasgow, will be today at 3 p.m. at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Funeral services for Robert Bruce Wheeler, age 55 of Glasgow, will be today at 1 o'clock at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Services for Ellis Duval, age 92 of Annetta, will be today at noon at the Jock United Baptist Church with burial in the church cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Citizens First Mobile Banking makes your nearest branch as close as
Espresso drinks from McCafe.
Legendberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Legendberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Legendberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Got some fog out there. Be aware of that as you're traveling. You're going to have to be careful and watch out for reduced visibility. Really, visibility about a mile, which is quite a bit less than what we usually have about this time of day. So be aware of that as you're traveling.
Slow your roll this morning. Some thick fog in spots. Weather Service says dense fog advisory through mid-morning. That's because visibilities are going to be down, be quarter mile or less, and drizzle around too. So certainly a morning where you may need extra patience there on the roadways. 47 this afternoon with a cloudy sky. Tonight, drizzle, fog back, 41. Wednesday morning, some drizzle and fog. Cloudy in the afternoon, breezy and mild, 61. Thursday, chance of showers, low 60s. Friday, chance of rain, highs low 50s. And then colder weather behind that system for Saturday and Sunday. Highs only in the mid-20s. I'm Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We're at 641, and the current conditions of barometers at 30.23, humidity at 100%, northeast winds at 4 miles an hour. We have a dense fog advisory this morning, visibility of less than a mile, 36 degrees now at WCLU.
You have...
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their...
Have some very special things going on out there as the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday falls next Monday. So be listening for that. We'll give you some information on how that's going to shape up. And I can tell you ahead of time, it is flat going to be fun at Ralphie's Fun Center. All right? Now, with the birthday club, let's see what we got here today. I've got Dale Miner celebrating a birthday. Andy Bartley. Andy is 19 today. Eddie Atnip celebrates. Tina Stresser. Amber Irvin. Amber's 37. Wilma Bragg is 63. Lindley Ennis is 2. Cora Bryn Keating is 3. Billy Joe Wells. Elizabeth Meek. Pam Browning. Susie Bishop. Philip Cox, all with birthdays today. Anniversary for Kenneth and Sheila Compton. That's Kenneth and Sheila Compton. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, WCLUradio.com. We're coming back to do some archiving here straight ahead, so hang on.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Vehicles to get 20.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years.
Archive time. Down memory lane we go. We get to talk about the archives, the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, a true glistening gem of our crown around here. Some things coming up I want to tell you about here. These are some notes from Sherry Wesley, the curator there of the Museum of the Barons. And we've got the artwork of Miss Bernice Brown on display right now in the Snavely Gallery. That should be very, very interesting to get to go down there to the Cultural Center and see the artwork of Mrs. Bernice Brown. That's one of the things that's featured now. We got Black History Month coming up and some speakers in February. But we'll be talking about that. We'll talk about archives after this from the sponsors, Joseph A. Wade and Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow. The medical field has advanced tremendously over the last few decades, but for patients, it becomes more and more difficult to get an appointment with your primary care provider. However, the Tony Hogan Health Clinic offers an alternative, more old-fashioned, laid-back approach. So it's no coincidence they're located in the Mars Medical Building, a place that's always been known for its patient-first mentality. Whether it's a walk-in or a scheduled visit, Tony Hogan, nurse practitioner, and his staff are there to make sure you get the treatment you deserve. The Tony Hogan Health Clinic, 270-651-6707.
Okay, let's go and do some memories here. Making memories, I guess. Actually,
I say we take this thing back 100 years.
We're recounting memories, not members, memories.
We're doing something.
That's right. 36 degrees, 100 years ago, 1918. This story in the Republican. Dr. T.F. Miller left here yesterday afternoon for Camp Meade, Maryland, where he enters training for service in France. Next Sunday, Dr. C.C. Howard will leave for Fort Oglethorpe near Chattanooga, where he too enters special training for the same service through a different line. Miller is in medicine and Howard is in surgery. Sounds to me like those were two great catches for our country's military to have such two excellent physicians training to go to France.
Absolutely.
1918. Let's look at 1928 right here. Some news. We had this story, last week about they couldn't figure out about this fellow who was missing, this Sam Matthews.
Right.
It's time for the rest of the story.
Okay.
Sam Matthews, age 24, the son of Mrs. U.S. Matthews, who disappeared from his mother's home on December the 30th, was found dead in what is known as the Bowles Cave or the Foster Cave. Depends on which cave you want to call it.
Right.
The body was found by Mr. John Nelson, Milton Snyder, and Calvin Rogers Monday afternoon. So I don't know, of course, we got one more step to go, and that is to see if they can determine the cause of death.
Right.
There was the original report says people suspected suicide, but, I don't know. Some of that didn't make any sense to me.
Right.
But anyway, it's a sad story. That was 1928. Let's fast forward to 1938. Dr. C.C. Howard, the well-known physician and surgeon, was 50 years old Wednesday. So, we have birthday lists in the paper back in 1938, and for the well-known physician and surgeon, the 50th birthday of Dr. Howard. in 1938. It's in the archive.
It is.
It's good to know about, such things as roughly what ages people were when they made big improvements in this community. Of course, Dr. Howard kind of did it his entire life.
Yes.
1948, some news out of Edmonton this morning. Philip Stevens, the son of Herbert Stevens, was seriously injured when his car overturned on the Greensburg Road near Edmonton. 3 other boys with him received lesser injuries. And so that's kind of the way that things happen there. Also, this story, I think this story probably goes with it. Mr. and Mrs. H. Stevens had their Christmas marred when a fire originating from a defective stoker caused a damage of several $100s to the basement on Christmas night.
What's a stoker?
Well, it's like it's a thing you stoke the fire with. It's like a pole.
A faulty pole?
Well, I mean, in other words, you go in there, you move the logs around, and that sort of stuff, and whatever the fault of the stoker was, maybe it's got some embers.
Maybe it was the person that they were the stoker.
Could be operator
Maybe
error.
it was their fault.
Well, it wasn't pleasant apparently for the
Christmas
Stevens.
night,
Yeah,
that's bad.
That is bad. That was all in 1948. 1958. This is an interesting. How do I say it? An interesting sort of a problem here to get some different sides involved in 1958.
Okay.
A committee from the Barron County Ministerial Association expressed its opposition to the proposed routing of the new highway through Glasgow at the city council meeting on Tuesday night.
They didn't want it coming through here.
Stating that should the proposed route be put through, that it would create an almost impossible situation for 5 churches and a great hazard to the lives of hundreds of school children who must cross 2 highway arteries, one being within a block of Liberty Street School. The association was represented by Reverend G.N. Curtis, Reverend J.L. Piercy, Reverend J.W. Weldon, and Reverend R.E. Plowman. So the Ministerial Association says, don't bring a road through here that makes it rough on our churches and rough on our kids.
And you'd be hard pressed to vote, for something that was hard on kids and churches.
That's exactly right, and that was in 1958. So, I guess that new highway they were speaking of could have been the bypass. But anyway, it bypassed most of those churches.
I guarantee it did.
That was 1958. Let's look at 1968 here. This story was in the Republican in 1968, but it was a biggie.
Okay.
Luska J. Twyman was appointed as mayor pro tem of Glasgow in the absence of Mayor Lessenberry. That was, in other words, I think the mayor was maybe out of town for a few days then. So Mayor Twyman was appointed as the mayor pro tem to cover that, setting the way for the very historic first African-American mayor south of Gary, Indiana. That happened just a little bit later. 1978, let's just make things a little more specific here. Let me give you the specials at Hunter's IGA.
Okay.
1978, here's what your groceries cost you. Eggs, 69 cents a dozen. Potatoes, a 20-pound bag, 89 cents.
What?
Fields bacon, 1 pound, 69 cents. Heinz tomato ketchup, 32 ounces, 39 cents. Come on over to Hunter's IGA.
Trying to tell you.
In 1978.
You get a slice of bacon for that now.
That's right. And, they would slice it back there in the back over there at Hunter's IGA and let you try it if you wanted to.
Where was Hunter's IGA?
Right there on the, it's, where Garcia's is. And behind Garcia's was St. Charles Kitchen.
Okay.
And behind that was a place that used to be a motorcycle place. But before that, it was...
Like a motorcycle bar?
No, it was a motorcycle where you bought motorcycles. And back there after that, in that building was Hunter's IGA.
Wow.
So right there on the corner of, North Green and Cherry Street. Centrally located for sure. 1988, this day, the Kentucky Heritage Council has named Gillian Garrig Mill in Barron County to the National Register of Historic Places, located off of Highway 6880 on Beaver Creek. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've never heard of Gillian Garrig Mill, but if we got a place around here that's on the National Register of Historic Places, we ought to get familiar with it.
I'm saying I ought to do some meddling.
6880 on Beaver Creek is where that's located. And it was 10 years ago, something to look forward to. This story in this is the Glasgow Daily Times. This is 20 years ago. January will mark the return of about 300 bald eagles to Kentucky. So, very protected species there. Don't be messing with the bald eagles, but be watching for them because about 300 of them are coming back home. And finally, 10 years ago, this story in the Barron County Progress. Sports results. The Barron County Trojans win over Glasgow, 66-53. And the Trojanettes also win over the Lady Scotties in that match back in 2008. And, of course, we have local scores from last night's basketball action that we'll share in the sports next hour here on WCLU. But it gets confusing going backwards and going forwards and going sideways.
There you go.
But anyway, it's the archives.
It's too early to have it all together.
Well, I mean, that's right. I think I need to work hard to get at least to 50%.
If I can just keep hold of it, I'll be all right.
All right, the archives brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, as well as being brought to you as a service of your friends located at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Two folks who really, really, really enjoy being a part of the history of our community, and we'll renew that tomorrow.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. My Nana and Papa own Quick Stop Shoe Store, 519 Happy Valley Road. Women's sandals such as Crocs, Chinook, Bionics. We now have Skechers and Chacos. We also have kids, Crocs, Chinook, and Chacos. Don't forget we have a large selection of work and muck boots. We also have Justin and Nakona wallets. Don't forget we have new styles of Skechers, sandals, and Chacos for women and kids. So come on down to the Quick Stop Shoe Store and check us out.
All right. It's 6:57, 36 degrees at WCLU. And let's see, Billy Wright's on the line. Billy is always right, and he's particularly right at making me wrong. And so, Billy, we're going to revisit the issue of the stoker here, sir. Tell me what a stoker is.
Well, I'm not an expert on furnaces, but I believe a stoker is a mechanism that feeds coal into a furnace.
All right. So, rather than you going out there and throwing it in there, the stoker threw it in there.
Yeah, I believe you got coal. It's very small bits of coal. I guess it's called stoker coal.
Yeah.
And the auger would feed the coal into the furnace as needed.
And so I guess this one got out of control, huh?
It maybe worked overtime.
And then Mark was telling me we had another caller saying that stoker was a brand of stove.
Well, it may have been.
So it's just good to, Anyway, I guess what I'm saying. Maybe I was trying to refer to a poker, not a stoker.
Well, yeah.
But, what do I know? Zero. All right, but I thank you for keeping me straight, Billy. And
okay.
We'll find out more pieces of your knowledge on the next time around, okay?
Okay, we'll try.
See ya. Bye-bye. All right, Billy, right. That's right. The stoker, Billy says, is the mechanism that feeds coal into the furnace. So now you can see how that not working right would cause a bad problem. All right, so that's where we are, 6:59, 36 degrees. Let's talk about some weather this morning, brought to you by South Central Bank.
What a way to celebrate the new year. South Central Bank has 2 special certificates of deposit paying bold rates for a big return. The 18-month CD features 2.15% APY. For the 30-month CD, the annual percentage yield is an impressive 2.49%. These CDs are available through January the 10th, but only to consumers with an SCB primary checking account. So stop by your nearest South Central Bank office to get the new year started with a great rate.
$500 minimum to open with a maximum of $99,999 deposit per account. Penalty for early withdrawal. Member FDIC.
Dense fog advisory highlights this morning. Fog and the drizzle around, slowing your roll. Probably going to have to deal with it again tomorrow morning. But the good news is that milder temperatures now are settling in. And talk about settling in, we could be into the 60s for a couple of days. 47 today. The fog, drizzle will go away. Cloudy, though, for the afternoon. However, that fog and drizzle comes back later tonight, 41. Wednesday morning, some fog drizzled around. Some of it could be dense, the fog that is, so we may have another advisory. Highs low 60s and cloudy tomorrow afternoon on a south breeze. Showers possible Thursday in the mild air, still in the low 60s. And then we'll see a storm come in from the west, and that's going to bring rain Friday, low 50s, and then colder weather behind that storm. Highs only in the mid-20s over the upcoming weekend. Just remember, it's still early January. This 60-degree stuff, it's not going to be lasting long, and we're going to see that with the colder weather by the weekend. I'm Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
We're not going to forget that, Ray. It's currently 36 degrees at WCLU. Fog advisory, we have reduced visibility. In some parts of the county, it's down to about a mile. Be aware of that, and you don't want to get caught off guard, and that sort of sneaks up on you and hits you. 36 now at WCLU. This weather update brought to you as a service of South Central Bank.
Ours is a world that's in desperate need of a better understanding of Matthew chapter 7. So many people love to quote Matthew 7 verse 1, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." And most of the time they use this when their own sinful behavior has been pointed out. Should someone say, this action is sinful, that action is sinful, you must stop or you have to deal with God, they'll say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." They need to drop down in Matthew 7 and read verse 21. "Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who's in heaven." Verse 22, "On that day many will say, didn't we prophesy in your name?" Verse 23, "I'll say, I never knew you. Depart." This has been Bart Warren for South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. 7:02 at WCLU. Today we are patting on the back by special request, Peggy Houchins. It's Peggy Houchins Day on the radio, and she was nominated. I've got the nomination form right here. And some thoughtful folks called up and or actually emailed us, which is the way this works, and said, look, here's a lady, Peggy Houchins. She needs to be good as gold. And here's the reason for the nomination. She is such a good mother to her 2 sons and a good friend to others. Her birthday was December the 23rd, but we need to tell her that she's good as gold and pat her on the back. And that was submitted by Linda to tell us about the fact that Peggy Houchins needs to be good as gold. And we're glad to make that happen. If you see Peggy, you do the same thing. Let her know from WCLU and a little taste of Texas. All right, we're going to play trivia here. But before we get into trivia, Mark, you say you got a picture of a stoker over there. If you want to show me the stoker. So that for the benefit of those folks watching us on television this morning, or the benefit of the folks who are watching us on the live stream on Facebook, there it is, a stoker. I'm not 100% sure. I guess that, I don't know what it would, how it would work. Put coal in it, huh? All right. So the coal, I guess maybe that means it won't go down in there until you make it a little bit smaller so it'll go through the hole. So if you grew up with a coal stove, maybe then you had a stoker. And maybe you were fully aware of the fact that it could malfunction and mess up Christmas night. But I appreciate Mark getting that picture and appreciate the help of Billy Wright and others who try to keep us on track, keep us stoked on track. All right. I think the next thing to do is to play trivia here, see if we can't reel this hour in with some sense of normalcy. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. If you can answer this question, you're going to enjoy some wonderful prizes here from WCLU. First thing I got to do is I got to get over here and bring up, because this is a Sing for Your Supper trivia question today. Sing for Your Supper. I'm going to play you a snippet of a popular song, and you finish this verse of this song. Okay, here we go.
When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades.
Can you finish that? I'll play it for you again so you get it in your head. Because, you know, you drive down the road listening to the radio, singing along.
When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades.
All right, who wants to get on here and finish that? Trivia.
And the crowds can't remember my name?
Keep going. Can you go any further? You got the half of the verse right.
Oh, Marty won't help me out. That's as far as I can get.
Well, keep working on it, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
The crowds don't.
Hello, Trivia.
And the crowds don't remember my name.
Okay. Well, that's part of it. We got to finish the verse, though. You got to keep it going there from. And the crowd don't remember my name. That's good. Okay, you want to try?
And hold on. When my hands don't play strings the same way. I know you will still love me the same.
Okay, that's it. And who is this speaking?
Kenny Harden.
Kenny, how you doing?
Well, I'm milking my daughter for information here. So
well, I mean, you know, but boy, is she's smart.
Yeah.
You got to be.
Well, we've gone and seen it. She's seen Ed in 2 different concerts, so one of her favorites.
So this happens to be Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Who I think is a bright young entertainer.
Yeah, he's pretty talented.
He is very talented indeed. And here, while you and your daughter are having breakfast together, Kenny, here's the musical answer.
CBS News Update.
No, it's not. It's not Deborah Rodriguez did not sing Thinking Out Loud. Let me try it this way.
When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades.
Everybody wants to feel.
Well, here, hold on. I know I have the answer over here, Kenny. Bear with me, sir. I continuously have days like this, you know. Now.
When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades. And the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way. I know you will still love me the same.
Now, there's your answer, Kenny Harden. And
yeah, it sounded better than mine.
You've got to be proud. I mean, I think this is neat where you all, your daughter's been to...
collaborated, yeah.
Your daughter has been to see Ed Sheeran twice?
Yes, yeah.
And
so I'll let her have the smoothie.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, though. What is it that you... how is Ed in concert?
Oh, well, I went with her the first time, and it was really, you know, because he's a one-man show.
Yeah.
And he basically overlays every part of his music, so he puts, you know, track upon track.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, you can't believe it. A lot of people don't believe he's really doing it because he's so talented at it. And
he really is talented, very talented. And he's not, what, 22, 23, something like that?
Yeah.
He's got a ways to go.
Hope he gets better.
That's right. Well, I mean, I don't know if you can get better, but you certainly can stay good.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you a lot, Kenny. Appreciate you tuning in today. Thanks for working with your daughter there. We like that breakfast table brainstorming, okay?
All right. Thank y'all.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
All right. Kenny Harden, that's right. He, Ed Sheeran When my hair is all but gone and my memory fades. And then, of course, the listener had to finish that. And the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. Ed Sheeran. So thanks to Kenny Harden. Thanks to everybody who lets us enjoy playing trivia. You're on WCLU.
CBS News Update. They've barely gotten a chance to exhale after devastating wildfires. Now Californians are worried about heavy rain and the potential for mudslides.
All of our neighbors are up and we're talking to each other, and we all have each other's phone numbers, cells, and even when we got evacuated for the fires, we were in contact out of this area.
Kathy Asher just allowed to go back to her home after the massive wildfire in Ventura County.
When you look at it and you think, could these things like cars and things really come down, the road, or all the debris? I mean, I've got a house right above me that's totally burnt.
More from CBS's Anne-Marie Green.
Residents prepared sandbags. Areas where recent wildfires burned vegetation are particularly vulnerable. Up to 4 inches of rain could fall in the foothills surrounding Los Angeles. Evacuation orders have been issued for parts of Santa Barbara County.
About 21,000 people have been ordered to leave there. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Everybody wants to feel good about their pharmacy.
So we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including Jamie, who shared that you must answer its call.
Jamie, McRib is back. You posted, and we answered.
McRib is back. Answer its call for a limited time.
Says we're going to have some unseasonably warm days coming in here, a couple of 60-degree days. But then we'll settle back into a more January-ish type weather pattern. We'll check in with Ray in a moment. Let's check in the newsroom right now with WCLU News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Before they ever made to the first item of business, Member Patrick Gaunt spoke up during last night's Glasgow City Council meeting and asked the mayor if he might have a moment. Gaunt, who just wrapped up his first term on the council, or his first year on the council, said he felt they'd wasted a lot of time and energy during this past year on things that weren't the business of the council.
We have taken action on things most of us didn't completely understand, but ignored any explanation from those that did. When one legal opinion didn't suit us, we wasted money in hopes we'd get a different one. We have bullied people, city agencies, city employees, and those that didn't agree with us. We've allowed ourselves to be swayed by online bullies with the constant threat of social media backlash. This whole time, I really believe that whether or not we agreed as a council on any issue, at the end of the day, we were all doing what we felt was the best for the city. I'll admit that I'm not the best speaker, but every time I have spoken in this meeting or anywhere else, it has always been based on what I felt was the right thing to do. I'm not trying to call any individual council member out. If I want to do that, I would ask that we go around the room and let everyone know which committees we are on and on how many of those meetings we attended in the past year, and how much work each of us has done before the meetings to be prepared. The bigger issue is that the actions taken by this council are a reflection of all of us and of this body as a whole. As a legislative body, we absolutely cannot allow decisions to be based on whether or not we like someone. We have thrown around the terms malfeasance and misfeasance enough, and it sounds to me like that bird has come home to roost. What message does that send to the community? What kind of workplace does that create for city employees? Considering the lengths this council has gone to in the past year that I've been here, some that not only condone bullying but have participated in it, like it or not, it's bordering on harassment and definitely a hostile work environment. This past year, we've made hundreds of dollars an hour, and there are some of us that have never attended our committee meetings. More than once, committee meetings have been rescheduled because we can't even get a quorum. We spent this entire year as a council, a lot longer than that probably, but the year I've been here, trying to do someone else's job and ignoring what we're supposed to be doing. We have people that are tuned in right now watching this meeting purely for entertainment. This next year and every year after that, for that matter, let's give our city and our citizens something to be proud of. Let's leave this place a little better than we found it. Let's hold each other accountable for our actions and make sure our own front porch is clean before we try and clean on someone else's.
Then it was on to business. City Attorney Rich Alexander spoke directly to the city's noise ordinance. He said there's no question that the rights to free speech and freedom of expression of religion are protected in the U.S. Constitution. No state can make or enforce a law that would lessen these protections. Alexander went on to point out that not every type of speech, however, is protected. For example, shouting fire in a crowded theater isn't protected. But two of the most protected areas of free speech are those of political or religious in nature. The most protected locations are the public forum, which includes government-owned and maintained properties like the courthouse square, city and county streets, and sidewalks. Alexander said that anything done by the city council must be content neutral and will be highly scrutinized by the highest courts. So basically, he said the noise ordinance had to be legally sound.
Federal, state, or local government passes any type of legislation, it is subject to challenge based on constitutional grounds, and if that challenge is made, then it works its way through the court system, and the courts analyze it and make a determination whether or not it meets the constitutional scrutiny. And
often regulations of this nature are stricken down by the highest courts. Next up was a resolution regarding mayoral board appointments, sponsored by Councilmember Marna Kirkpatrick. The ordinance would allow any council member to ask anyone up for board appointment to attend the council meeting in which they'd be voting on that appointment. Councilmember Wendell Honeycutt was quick to speak up.
Everybody that's nominated is someone who's civic-minded and has either volunteered to serve on a committee or a board, or they have been drafted and agreed to serve. We may have had disagreements in management philosophies and disagreements in applicable backgrounds and education, but none of these people, as far as I know, has ever been called a scoundrel by anyone up here on in this chamber tonight. I don't want to have a dog and pony show where we have a parade of nominees coming in and we're reading them questions off of our cell phones.
Councilmember Kirkpatrick was quick to speak up for the ordinance.
There was some discrepancy of she said, she didn't say, she said, she didn't say, things like that. I believe it's in the best interest of the public to hear these questions and hear their answers. That's what this is about.
He said, she said that Marna Kirkpatrick was pointing to was in regard to a recent board appointment that was struck down by the council. D.T. Froch was unanimously approved for an appointment to the Glasgow Electric Plant Board of Directors. That motion was made by Councilmember Freddie Norris and seconded by Councilmember Chastity Lowry. When it comes to the auditor for the Glasgow Electric Plant Board, Councilman Honeycutt voted to kick that issue back to the Finance Committee. They'll then make a recommendation back to the City Council. Parks and Rec Director Eddie Furlong said that department's close to having the required number of surveys returned, and now they can move forward with making formal plans. And beginning January 15th, Glasgow Police Chief Guy Howie said actual citations will be issued for anyone parking illegally. Until then, you'll only get a warning. However, the only exception are those illegally parked in fire lanes or handicapped areas. State Representative Jody Richards, who's 14 years as Speaker of the State House, set a record unmatched in the Commonwealth's history. He announced that he will not seek another term. He served the 20th House District since being elected in 1975. He said it's been an unbelievable honor to represent the wonderful Bowling Green Warren County community in the General Assembly for more than 42 years. Representative Richards said he believed the secret to their success was their local and state officials and educational and business leaders have all worked so well together to make it the best community anywhere. Representative Richards began serving in leadership positions shortly after arriving at the Capitol. He was the House Education Committee Chair from 1977 to 1985, became the House Majority Caucus Chair, one of the Chamber's 5 majority leaders in 86, held that position until 95 when his fellow members elected him Speaker of the House. He was reelected 6 more times, ending his tenure in that post in 2008. From 2015 to 2017, he spent 1 term as the House Speaker pro tem. A Glasgow man will soon be weighing in when it comes to the state's personnel system. Mark Haynes has been appointed to the Kentucky Personnel Board by Governor Matt Bevin. Haynes is a financial advisor in Glasgow with Edward Jones. He'll serve through 2022. The Kentucky Personnel Board promotes merit principles in government service and the improvement of personnel standards in state service. The board hears the appeals of classified and other employees who believe they've been penalized without cause. And the investigation into a missing juvenile led police to a home on Quail Ridge over the weekend. Officers had received information the juvenile was inside the home, and upon arrival spoke with Danielle Richmond, who denied the child was there. However, a search of the home, police found that missing juvenile in Richmond's bedroom, hiding in the closet. 33-year-old Richmond and her 17-year-old son each charged with custodial interference. Further investigation then led to the arrest of Andrew Dubert for the same charge. Officer Tyler Maxey made that arrest, and he was assisted by Officer Jonathan Clark and Glasgow Police Sergeant Charlie Eubank. 7:21 a.m., 36 degrees on this Tuesday morning.
Some people struggle.
McDonald's. Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help.
Clients maximize tax savings.
For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07.
Kentucky motorists enjoy some of the only savings at the pump this week. West Central Kentucky gas prices decreased by almost 4 cents over the week, averaging $2.34 a gallon, according to AAA East Central's fuel fuel gauge report. On the national front, the national average is held steady at $2.49 for 9 straight days. Many motorists across the country are seeing more expensive gas on the week, while prices are cheaper for a select few states. Motorists can find gas for $2.50 or less at about 64% of gas stations nationwide, with the cheapest being in Missouri at $2.23. When it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, Bowling Green and Glasgow are in a tie for the lowest at $2.27. Munfordville, Horse Cave, Cave City, and Park City are all a couple cents higher at $2.29. Edmonton's at $2.32, Smiths Grove and Tompkinsville $2.34, Brownsville's at $2.39, and the highest area average is seen in Scottsville, where motorists are paying about $2.44 a gallon. Kentucky's Republican House Speaker has resigned his leadership post, saying he did not want the secret of sexual harassment settlement he signed to be a distraction from the chamber's legislative work. But he also said during his announcement yesterday, the state's Republican governor was spreading lies about him from the deepest pits of hell, vowed to exact revenge from the staffers and lawmakers he says orchestrated his demise, regardless of who they are and the position they hold. His fiery speech left some in the House wondering how the scandal would not continue to distract from the legislature's business. House Speaker Pro Tem David Osborne insisted the scandal has not slowed down the legislators' work. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs, 7:25 a.m., 36 degrees.
Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top.
No one was at home crying uncontrollably and screaming out to Almighty God to help me.
The Jamestown Republican is blaming the scandal on a former staff member.
It was discovered that he plotted, planned, and schemed this entire situation. He orchestrated it out of maliciousness and hate toward Jeff Hoover.
Hoover denies that he did anything illegal or unethical. He is not resigning his seat in the Kentucky House. I'm Paul Miles.
During his speech, Hoover wanted to send a message to Governor Bevin, quote, "Those were lies from the deepest pits of hell." 2 more longtime members of the Kentucky House say they will not seek re-election this year. Bowling Green Democrat Jody Richards and Louisville Democrat Darrell Owens will leave office when their current terms expire. Police in Lexington are looking for suspects in a shooting that left 3 people injured Sunday. Sergeant Jervis Middleton tells WKYT that they just aren't sure what led up to the shooting.
We want people to be careful. We don't want young people playing with guns, adults playing with guns.
One of the victims is in serious condition, while 2 others are reported to have minor injuries. The incident was Lexington's first shooting of the new year. A McCracken County woman faces charges after reportedly stabbing her husband in the back. Police responded to a domestic violence call last night after the victim showed up at a restaurant. Rhiannon Perilou is charged with felony assault. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
$1 guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Would you like to choose when you pay your electric bill? With EPB iPay, you can. iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including...
And the drizzle around, slowing your roll. Probably going to have to deal with it again tomorrow morning. But the good news is that milder temperatures now are settling in. And talk about settling in, we could be into the 60s for a couple of days. 47 today, the fog, drizzle will go away. Cloudy, though, for the afternoon. However, that fog and drizzle comes back later tonight, 41. Wednesday morning, some fog drizzled around. Some of it could be dense, the fog that is, so we may have another advisory. Highs low 60s and cloudy tomorrow afternoon on a south breeze. Showers possible Thursday in the mild air, still in the low 60s. And then we'll see a storm come in from the west, and that's going to bring rain Friday, low 50s, and then colder weather behind that storm. Highs only in the mid-20s over the upcoming weekend. Just remember, it's still early January. This 60-degree stuff is not going to be lasting long. And we're going to see that with the colder weather by the weekend. I'm Ray Stagey, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 36 degrees here at WCLU. We are looking at the constant coverage and studio radar screen. There is nothing much happening right now on the radar screen, but we do have still reduced visibility. I just checked at the airport. The visibility is about 2.5 miles at the airport, so stay tuned for that, because we have a situation where as the humidity continues to stay high and the sun comes up, the visibility is going to be deceptively tricky. So be aware of that. 36 degrees now at WCLU.
I'm Roxanne Cloyd. Also,
Jamie, who shared that you must answer its call.
Jamie, McRib is back. You posted, and we answered.
McRib is back. Answer its call for a limited time, only at McDonald's.
Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be.
.733 from WCLU and 36 degrees. Let's turn to local sports. In high school basketball last night, in a boys' game heard here on WCLU, it was Glasgow 69, Greene County 38. Here's a barn burner for you. Adair County defeated Caverna. The final score, Adair County 119, Caverna 103. They've worn the nets out in that contest last night. In girls action, it was Barron County over Thomas Nelson, 64-34. Central Hardin beat Hart County, 74-41. And it was Caverna over Adair County, 56-48. Tonight's local high school basketball calendar, Glasgow's girls welcome Warren Central to Scotty Gym. It's a varsity-only game. It begins at 6 o'clock. The JV game that was originally scheduled has been canceled. So Joe and Bruce will be on the air at 5:50 on 1490 WCLU and online at playwclu.com. Another girls' game tonight, Edmonson County entertains Breckenridge County. Boys' games tonight, Hart County entertains Campbellsville. Warren Central hosts Hopkinsville, and Greenwood welcomes Adair County. And in girl-boy doubleheaders, Barron County travels to Warren East. Allen County Scottsville goes to Logan County, and Bowling Green is at home against South Warren. That is a check of local sports.
You have confused with Magic Mike.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire. On Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years
ago. Day is going to be next Monday, and the schools will be out, but Ralphie's will be open, providing some things for the youngsters to do. So be aware of that, and we'll be getting into the real specific things that they're going to be doing at Ralphie's for Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. We got the birthdays now. If I can get my little list over here. It's the birthday today of Derek Sells. We've got the 60 gong to sound here. Let me find that gong because I haven't done this yet. It's the 60 gong for Dale Miner. We have Andy Bartley turning 19, Eddie Atnip, Tina Stresser. Amber Irvin is 37, Wilma Bragg is 63, Lindley Ennis is 2, Cora Bryn Keating is 3, Billy Joe Wells, Elizabeth Meek, Pam Browning, Susie Bishop, Philip Cox, all with birthdays today. Anniversary for Kenneth and Sheila Compton. Good folks. 651-9149-800-956-1023. Online here, WCLUradio.com. And we're going to be drawing some lucky, well, actually, we're drawing one of these names on here. That's how lucky it'll be to win a birthday cake from Dairy Queen. And some lucky person on here is going to win a wonderful rosebud from Greer's Florist. It's a big deal. 736.
Citizens. So we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's
739 WCLU. Remember that we are patting on the back today by special request. Let me get my nomination form over here. It is Peggy Houchins Day on the radio. If you happen to see Peggy Houchins around town, you need to pat her on the back and tell her she's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Now, Miss Peggy Houchins was nominated for today's Good as Gold designation. Here's the nomination form, and under the question of the reason for the nomination, it says that she is such a good mother to her 2 sons and a good friend to others. Her birthday was December the 23rd, and she has been requested to be good as gold today. And we are so tickled to be able to do that. So if you see Peggy Houchins around today, why don't you do the same thing? Let her know she's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Coming back, we'll try some tidbit news.
At the People's Bank in Glasgow, we
locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Why the name Fire?
Before top of the hour, 8 o'clock, 36 degrees. We haven't budged off that 36 degrees at all here. But I think that we get some of this cloud cover out of the way, and we will see a little bit warmer temperature move into the neighborhood. Sing it, tidbit singers.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
From around the world and up the street, it's your friendly neighborhood tidbit news for today, where we look at some things that, might not necessarily make the headlines, but nonetheless, they are, well, how do I say it? Pretty interesting news stories here.
Well, yes, indeed. Usually is pretty interesting, at least. I'll try to catch the first one this time.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
This is one you can expect, but it's just, you hear about these things, but we got to report them too, okay?
All right. Yep, that's right.
Fire officials over in Maryland, Mark, are blaming 2 fires on people trying to thaw out their frozen pipes.
Okay.
WBFF-TV in Baltimore reports one fire occurred Saturday afternoon in Taneytown. That's not Tiny Town, it's Taneytown.
Oh, my.
Which is east of Hagerstown, when a maintenance worker used a blowtorch and a hairdryer to heat up the pipes. Those are 2 seemingly opposite pieces of equipment.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's an odd combination.
It is. It took 90 firefighters to put out the blaze. It caused about $300,000 in damage. That's what it says. It took 90 firefighters to put out the blaze.
Goodness gracious.
I think that's more than one department.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says here that the fire marshal's office said that another fire began under similar circumstances Sunday in Edgewood, which is an area northeast of Baltimore.
Yeah, I remember I was a truck driver for like 10 minutes, about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. But either way, I remember hearing of guys with the old tanks. Now, don't try this. If you're listening and you drive a truck, do not try this, please. But they would light charcoal and underneath their fuel tanks, because diesel fuel will gel up. Even if you put alcohol in it at a certain temperature, it gels up, and they would put coals underneath their tank, which is probably 2 feet away, to keep their fuel from gelling. And I always just thought, there is no way I'm putting Kingsford underneath my fuel tanks.
Yeah, I guess you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, apparently I should have been using a hair dryer, and I don't know where did that guy. I wonder where that guy got that. You just wonder what happens inside of a person's head when they get those ideas. You're like, what in the world were they thinking?
Listen to this idea.
Okay.
An Arizona woman is facing charges after police say, now, I want all the wives to listen up here, okay?
Oh, my.
An Arizona woman is facing charges after police say that she fired shots at her husband while he sat on the toilet to make him listen.
Yeah, that'll do it.
KNX-TV reports that 69-year-old Linda Jean Fawn recently was arrested following a frantic call from her husband. I'll say it was frantic.
Yeah.
He told the Goodyear, Arizona police that Fawn barged in while he was using the restroom and fired 2 shots above his head.
Atta girl.
According to a police report, Fawn told officers, quote, I shot 2 bullets at the wall above his head to make him listen to me.
Let me get your attention.
That's right.
As if walking into the bathroom while your husband is on the toilet is not attention-grabbing enough.
Yeah, I would say that it is. Police say the shots were fired about 7 inches above the man's head as he was slouched on the toilet.
I can't. Okay.
Fawn has been charged with aggravated assault. It was not known if she has an attorney. I always have to put that in there.
Well, when I was a kid, I was thinking, Dad always said that the bathroom was hostile territory.
Yeah.
And sometimes, he'd holler for a roll of toilet paper, and he said, you've always got to be able to bring your supplies to your men, and sometimes you got to brave hostile territory. That gives it a whole new meaning.
This guy was, you won't listen to me. Bam, here's 2 shots. What, you don't want to run? I don't want you to run from me either, so I'll catch you in a position where you can't run.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, not only can you not get away from her when she's talking to you, I don't know, man. I hope my wife doesn't take a cue from that. Not the shooting part, but just talking to me while I'm in there. I'm one of those private people.
You need just to listen.
Yeah. I can just holler through the door,
That's
honey,
right.
and usually just don't even do that. I'll be out in a minute.
Anyway, that's what we have in the way of tidbit news today. I'm looking over this thing, trying to see if there's anything else that we need to bring up here today. I think that's about it.
Well, we've got some candidates as you get ready to announce your announcements. We are offering our services, as you said, what was that, Friday?
Yeah.
About 5 minutes as a public service to announce your candidacy through our station up here on WCLU, and we'll put you out on the airwaves and let you announce. And then throughout your campaign, as you're trying to reach the masses, we're here to help, and we've got lots of things we'd love to talk to you about. So you guys be sure to give us a call. We've got lots of good things to discuss, and I think we can help you.
We're moving in that direction.
We sure are. We got some big things coming up down the line just for the show itself, and some maybe a new look. Just kind of putting a turn signal on a little bit, letting you listeners and viewers know that have been with us for a long time. We're going to look a little bit different, but it's still Henry and Angela.
All right. That's tidbit news for today. We'll be watching out for some more tomorrow.
All right.
Firearms.
We'll say good night or good day to our folks that are on the internet here soon. As we go to music, we'll have to explain how that works, Henry.
Well, it's just we don't want to have a copyright infringement, so for the purposes of Facebook, we don't play music on there because they don't like for you to do that.
Right. Yep. So they get a little angry about this. Start trying to take our live feed off for us, and that's usually not good. So
we are big on following the rules.
Yep. So thanks for joining us, though. If you are, and send us some messages, we'll be glad to keep in touch with you.
All right, Mark.
All right.
What will you begin in 2018? A big clean out of an attic or garage, or a small decluttering project? Having someone come in twice a week to cook some meals, or having someone go to the grocery for you so you can actually have time to cook? Will you begin to focus on the health and safety of the older adults in your family? If the answer to any of these questions is a big fat yes, then you need to call Time Savers. I'm Elizabeth Downing, and at Time Savers, we are all about helping people begin new habits, new projects, and new routines, things that will increase happiness and decrease stress. So begin by picking up the phone to call 270-792-5703 or go online to mytimesaversky.com. At Time Savers, we're ready to begin when you are. 270-792-5703 or mytimesaversky.com.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over
on the phone, and what I want to do is I want to get the Hurt Auto Sales theme song playing over here, if I can find it, and make sure that you know that we are ready to do a little live call-in here talking about vehicles up at Hurt Auto Sales at 621 West Main Street in Glasgow. Bobby Lee is up and running, and actually he's running as hard as he can run because folks are really looking for vehicles. And Bobby Lee was telling me about, we had the tidbit news story about Taney Town, Maryland. Well, Bobby Lee actually used to live somewhere in that neighborhood, you think?
I lived in Joppa Town, Maryland.
Joppa Town?
Which is real close to where you were talking about, just in the same neighborhood, I guess.
Yeah. So you were a young construction worker, huh?
I most certainly was. It's been a long time ago.
You didn't even wear a shirt to work, did you?
No, I wanted to show my muscles off.
So, but anyway, you thought that was a nice area, right?
It was a nice area. It was a great experience in my younger days, and did a lot of traveling, doing construction work up and down the East Coast, and then I got married.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the end of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had a lot more responsibility.
Yeah, Vivian said I need to come home.
That's right. You need to report in.
That's right.
Or you've got to listen to her. There's like the story we just had, Bobby Lee, about husbands who won't listen to their wives.
I don't want to go that route.
That's right.
Bobby, you don't need her shooting at you.
Try to pay attention,
Yeah, because you learned early and often.
I'm afraid she might not be a good shot.
That's right. Well, let's see, Bobby Lee. We got vehicles up there. I know I've been seeing new stuff arriving all the time up there at Hurt Auto Sales, and I'd be anxious to hear you tell me what the latest that's lining the Millionaires Row up there at Hurt Auto Sales.
That's right. We've got it on hold here, Henry. We just got in yesterday an 08 Chevy 1/2 ton extended cab 4-wheel drive truck.
Okay, I'm with you.
And it's a sharp-looking truck, and we've got it priced to sell for just $10,900.
That's for the whole truck?
The whole truck.
My goodness.
And it's got big old wheels on it. Makes you sit up high, and it'll go over just almost anything.
So what all would you use this truck for, Bobby Lee?
You could use it, anything you want to haul or you could pull a trailer with it.
Yeah.
Cattle trailer or whatever. Makes a good farm truck.
Yeah.
And if you want to just run up and down and climb some hills, you can do that too. Hey.
Well, you could take it to Maryland and work construction, couldn't you?
That's right. You most certainly could. It'd come in handy.
That's right. Yeah.
Got a 2013 Ford Escape. It's 4-wheel drive also. Leather, heated seats, sharp-looking ride, and it's priced for just $12,900.
How's the? I bet you're getting more and more people asking for heated seats, aren't you?
We most certainly do, especially this time of year. People say, has it got heated seats?
Yeah.
And you get more heated seats than you do people wanting air-conditioned seats. So.
Yeah. I guess that is probably, that probably makes a difference. Tips them over the edge of saying, yeah, I want it.
Yeah,
heated seats did it for me.
It sure feels good. To me, it does anyway.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's right. Got a 2010 Ford Ranger. It's a local truck.
Uh-huh.
One owner. It's 2-wheel drive. Has a camper top on it, and we've got it priced to sell for just $10,900.
Okay. With a camper top too, huh?
Yes, it's got the camper top. You can crawl in there and go camping with it.
Yeah, sounds nice.
Take your sleeping bag, and go out in the woods.
Not a lot of setup involved, is there?
That's right. I got last but not least, got an 06 Ford Explorer, four-wheel drive. It's a sharp-looking ride, and we've got it priced to sell for just $4,900. Okay.
Well, you know, that sounds like a lot of vehicle. $4,900 Explorers, big vehicles, and they go every direction that you want to go.
That's right. Got lots of room in them, and you can set up and see out really well. And so come in and take advantage of it. Drive it up the road, and come back, and we'll make a deal.
I know that's the case. So many people are happy with the deals they've made previously at Hurt Auto Sales, but yet you know, each potential customer is treated the same with certainly the utmost in respect, and we'll tell you everything you need to know about this vehicle for sure.
We most certainly will, and you can get in it and try it out yourself and find out that you really do like it. Okay.
621 West Main Street, Hurt Auto Sales. What a fabulous place that we have to buy your next vehicle. Bobby Lee Hurt will meet you up there today. He'll be there today and say, look, what are you looking for? And he can pick it right out for you. And you got a motto to work with, too.
That's no pain when you trade with Hurt.
Thank you, Bobby Lee. Have a great day, sir. We'll talk to you a little bit later in the week, okay?
Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it.
See ya. Hurt Auto Sales, 755.
I found a love for